Hi, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. I'm working on an ephemera holder. I've never made one before. I'm going by things I've seen. I'm not following any particular video. And so what I've decided to do is 3 signatures. I did 2 pieces of cardstock for each signature. And then I did a set of 3 pockets and then 2 pockets. 3 pockets and then 2 pockets in each signature. So that's a lot. And what I used, I don't have vellum. I have some, but I didn't have enough to do one whole ephemera book. And so I had these from a photo album that I'd used the cover for a journal. And so I decided what I would do was use these, since they're double thickness. And I cut them, and I'm telling you, that was not easy. I cut them into the sizes that I wanted. The paper cutters do not work well on these. So I ended up having to do scissors and rulers, and it wasn't easy. And then the sewing wasn't really easy either. Since it was double layered, there's 2 thicknesses here, they would get a little crimped up sometimes. So I was trying really hard not to have it happen, but it did anyway. But this is mine. I'm not worried about that. If it was something that I was making for somebody else, I don't know that I would like that very much. But I think it'll be fine for myself. Okay, and then I sewed. So I glued them down to keep them in place, but I didn't glue the loose layer on top just because I thought it was going to be too much glue for my needle and all that. So anyway, and then if you go to make something like this, then you have to do the different sizes on one, and then of course you have to do the same size pocket on both sides and line them up so that when you go to sew this down, it's sewing this one at the same time. Okay, so it's always the same size pocket when you turn the page. So I would take it and kind of make little marks so that I could line it up. That's how I did it. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do now is make the cover. I hadn't decided yet how tall to make it. I'm thinking, this is 8.5. So I'm thinking if I do just a little bit of a hangover, so I'll do 8 3/4. I'm going to use a file folder. So I'm just going to cut one end off. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So at 8 3/4. And then I am going to go ahead and cut this off because I know I don't need it. I'm not sure quite yet where my score marks will be to create a spine, but I'm just gonna get these things out of the way for now. All right. So I did a little bit of figuring before I started, and what I'm wanting is about 5 1/4 for the front. The spine is going to be 1.5 inches, and then it would be another 5 3/4 for the back. So I want this part where there's already folds and stuff, I want this to be, just the natural place where it folds on its own. I will be reinforcing it with some fabric. I'm hoping, I mean, since it's gonna be mine, I think, you know, actually, I'm gonna give it a whole new thing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I know that I want it 1.5. So let me, this is 8 3/4. I think that what we'll do is, let me cut this straight, get that curved end off of it. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Kind of. So I'm just looking for 8 3/4. Sorry about all that noise. Yeah, I'm getting some of the fold, but you know, it's fine. Okay, so 8 3/4. And then I want 1.5. I'm thinking. Okay. Move my scraps. I'm going to use this to cover this up. I think that's what I want to do. And then I'll do my 5 3/4 from here. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And I'm going to put art glitter glue on it so that it dries pretty quickly for us. I'm going to have this be on the outside so that it doesn't interrupt the fold. If I go to put it on the inside, it's going to, you know, cause it a block, you know, where it's going to block my fold, I think. So have you guys made one of these before? The way I have things stored right now is either in little drawers or I have envelopes with things in it, and it's not working really well for me because I dig through and I think I'm grabbing the right drawer, the right envelope, and I'm not. So I'm making one. I'm going to start using it, see what I think, and if it works out well for me, then I will make more. I think that's my plan. We'll see how that goes. All right, so that's good. Now let me get my scoreboard. And I am just gonna run a little line. Hopefully I'm hoping that I have it good and straight so that my score isn't off. That seems right. It's easier to do it this way. I need to move it just a little bit. Okay. Perfect. I think that'll work. And then now I want to go ahead and cut at 5 3/4. I don't know if you guys can, well, I'll just use this because I'm not sure where you are seeing. So 5 3/4. right, so I hope you guys are doing well. It has been a little while since I've actually made something on video. So, yeah, they don't line up. They almost never line up. But that's okay. Yeah, I've been busy. We were finally able to get out and rake up some leaves. So, I mean, if you've been listening or maybe you're new or whatever. So we started getting snow in November, and you know, a little bit of it would melt, but it hasn't gone away since November, and the leaves hadn't fallen off the trees yet. And so we've been getting like the leaves falling, some snow. Some more leaves would fall, then it'd snow some more. And so there's these layers. Messy. Oh my goodness. Okay. But anyway, it's melting, you guys. And so it's mostly melted. So this is going to fit in like this. And I'm going to cover it. So I have these papers. So this would do, I might be able to get this like, and the spine. I mean, the spine would be going a different direction, but I was thinking it'd be cute to have a little decoration on the spine. I was going to be covering it with the spine with this, but it might be cute to run a piece of paper on top of it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna plug in my glue gun. Have that ready just in case. So last Saturday, my husband and I went out and we did some leaf blowing and raking, and got up at like 8 or 9 bags of leaves. There's probably 8 or 9 bags of leaves still to be picked up. It's a mess out there. But about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I went to a yard sale, and it happened to be at a friend's house, and they were getting rid of a leaf blower. And they actually just let me have it. You know, I was going to buy it, and they're like, "Oh, Stephanie, just take it." And I'm like, "Oh, I felt so guilty," but I was like, "Okay." So they just gave it to me, and I was thinking, well, maybe it doesn't work very well, because why would they get rid of it? And it's an electric one, not a gas-powered one, which I like, because that kind of stuff really stinks a lot of times. So the thing works amazing. I mean, of course, the problem is that you have to string, you know, 3 electrical cords together to deciding where I want to make my mark, to get any distance on it, but it works so well. I let my husband do that because it's actually kind of fun too. I was like, "Here, you can use the toy." So I was bagging up and raking, you know, some while he was blowing everything. So anyway, we did that on Saturday. And then we also had to run into town that morning. His daughter is moving here from Texas. She is actually going to be here this evening. And so we had to run and help his sister. She's going to be moving into the basement of his sister's house. It's like one of those finished mother-in-law apartment type places. And her and her husband are going to move in there. Anyway, we went over to help Mary with a few final touches, I guess you might say. I think I'm going to round the edges. So this is the back, so it would be these two. Anyway, that was Saturday. It's an all-day thing. Of course, all day Sunday, church and Super Bowl, and oh my goodness, all day. So I would say this will be a start to finish project, but not entirely because I already made all the pages. But I'm hoping that by the end of the video, we will have this thing completely put together. And of course, I'm not doing decorating or anything like that because it is, you know, more like a tool. I might at some point put some kind of a label, you know, somewhere here or there, depending on what I put in it. There are some things I'm thinking about. I can't think of what the group is called. Nevermore Creations, is that what it's called? There's a lady on there. Her name is Anna Thompson. She's posting freebies all the time. She's the sweetest thing. She doesn't have an Etsy shop. Says she's going to at some point, but she creates digitals and she puts them up there for our use, and we can use them in journals that we're selling and everything. So, you know, I always grab them and put them into a Word document. And I left her a message the other day. I was like, thank you so much. I just went and I've been, you know, putting all of these into a document, and I came up with 57 pages. You guys, 57 pages of freebies. And I was actually thinking that it might be kind of fun to put all of her freebies in this, but I don't know for sure. And if I did that, then I would put her name on this particular, whatever you call it, that I'm making. Okay. Let's just go ahead and glue these down, and then we'll figure out. Does it go this way? It's this way, right? I think it's this way. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's glue this down. I think I'm going to use this glue. Hopefully the nozzle isn't stuck up. This is Aleene's Quick Dry Tacky Glue. Aleene's, whatever. And it doesn't dry quite as quickly as the art glitter glue, so I'll have a minute when I go to put it on. Sometimes I feel like the art glitter glue dries even before I flip over whatever I'm trying to glue down. So it's good to use something that doesn't dry as quickly for something like this, I think. I don't want to go all the way to the edge because it'll squish it out onto my mat. Okay, so that's pretty good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and glue this one down. Not a lot has been going on, I must say. I wish I had some really exciting story to tell. Oh, let me think. I can't tell you about my poor sister. Oh my goodness, you guys, my poor sister. She has been sick off and on since the fall. She is, when my mom got hurt, I feel like I've told you some of this, but when my mom got hurt, this is the sister that stayed with her in the hospital for the week. And I don't know if that is what kicked it off for her because, you know, that was really stressful for her. And then she was away from work. She was, you know, staying at the hospital, wasn't eating very much because it was just hard, you know, taking care of my mom and being in the hospital. They don't bring you food. They don't have much of a cafeteria because all the COVID rules that are still in place when it comes to medical facilities. And so I don't know if it is what kicked it off, but it was not long after that. And that was the end of September. It was not long after that that she got really sick. And it's been through her whole house so many times. She is constantly, all winter, has been sick with everything you can possibly imagine. And she just texted me today and she's sick again. And I mean, I feel so bad for her. She works in the schools and I don't know if that's what's doing it to her. Excuse me. But that poor girl, she needs a break. She needs spring break to happen. And she needs to sit at home with a book and give herself a chance to heal up. I need to take a drink of water, excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm feeling like I have heartburn starting. Doesn't feel good. I don't know. Okay, so I found this at a thrift store, I'm pretty sure. So some of the pages are gone. I don't think there is another of those pages. So the inside will be something else. Yeah. They took out their pages that they liked and that was it. I'm just trying to decide, like, how likely am I to use that anywhere? Of course, I want something that looks decent next to this at the same time. Because, you know, that matters so much when it's just going to be holding stickers or, you know, fussy cut images. Really doesn't matter. I might use that somewhere. Yeah, it looks fine. Let's use this. Must be one of the pages they liked because they're all gone except for this one. Actually, I was thinking to do some pockets, so maybe that would be the pocket, and maybe this with the stripes could be the background. Oh, I'm sorry, that probably wiggled you guys like crazy. Okay, so I'm thinking I wanted to put one of them here as well, but maybe I'll do this on the spine. That's what I'll do. What was this, 8 3/4 probably? I'm just gonna mark it so that it's not exactly 8 3/4. It has a little bit of an edge all the way around. I think that's a good idea. Anyway, my poor sister, you guys. I mean, seriously. I mean, it doesn't sound like much. And I'm not saying everything because, you know, privacy, that sort of thing. I don't know what she wants me to tell you. But just a snotty, stinky, coughing, nasty old mess. That's what she's been living with. So, and you gotta go either way, you know, with your stripes. I decided to go up and down. This is up. Okay. So I'm just going to mark where I have plenty of room for my hinge, my spine, not to get all bound up when I'm opening and closing. So we're going to make our cuts right around in there. And my mom is so worried. My poor mom. She's so worried about my sister. And oh, so she works in the schools. I think I was saying she works in the schools, and I'm having a feeling that it's one of the things that's keeping her sick. Because, you know, kids get sick lots more than grown-ups do, and they're not exactly the best when it comes to hygiene. My other sister, both of them work in the schools, different districts, and they've both been sick all winter. So I'm thinking, you know, common denominator. So could be wrong, but just getting those corners cut off. So when I sew in my signatures in my journals, I always do 5 holes, but I'm going to do 3 holes on this. It should be fine. It's not really necessary to ink when you're making something. I don't even know if I'm inking on camera. Not that that matters, but I'm trying to keep my crumbs from my thing off of the file folder. So, but yeah, you don't really have to ink up your ephemera holder, but I thought, you know, why not? I can make it pretty for myself. I'm not overly inking it though, just kind of. And then having the cardstock scrapbook paper be a layer, you know, reinforces it really nicely, so it'll be plenty sturdy, I think. Okay, once again, make sure I have it the right way. I don't know if that matters too much yet. It will matter when I go to put a pocket on. And my sister, by the way, has been, you know, very proactive as far as all of her immunizations and things like that. And she's still been so sick. So spun it a little bit, I think, but that's okay. I think we're fine. So my bend is still fine, so that's good. Let's get this one glued down. The one thing I didn't think to do is make a little template to put my holes in my spine. Okay. So I could do this and they would be going that direction. That'd be kind of fun. What do you think? Does that hurt your eyes? I mean, I think it's kind of fun. It wouldn't really be seen except for like in between the, you know what's in between the signatures. So one cut there. Wait, did I do it right? Yeah, one cut there, and then I want these to be inside my score marks. And then one cut there. Let's see if I can get this right. Trying to put it where I don't see my mark anymore. I just hope I'm making it thick enough, you know, like the spine thick enough. I think so. Okay, come on, Stephanie. So if I took this, I'm not sure what I want to do here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm thinking about how to do the if it's not exactly, okay. It's just going to be easier if okay, I'm going to ink this because I don't want to look at all that non-inked part. Okay, and then we'll ink this. Go ahead and glue this down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make a template. If I were just sewing in one signature, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm sewing in 3, so I don't want it to look crazy. I am gonna cover where I've sewn, but still. All right, so I'm sorry about the color. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, it needs to be this direction. So we're gonna cut it here, and then we're gonna cut it here. I'm trying to hurry. You know, I have this odd feeling right now that I need to look to make sure I turned on my camera to record. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did. You know, you just get those feelings every now and then. Okay, so that didn't take long. And then, so what I'm gonna do is make sure it fits on there. It does. So we're going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold these in to the center. I don't always do it this way, but it will work out this way this time. Since there's 3 signatures, this will give us 3 lines that are equally distanced without having to measure. And then sometimes I decide to go a little farther away from it, but I don't know. And then the center will be here. And then I think we'll do about maybe an inch down, 1.25 inches, inch and, you know, whatever that is. And we're just gonna do this. You're like, what is this girl doing? Well, now I have my marks. So I've got here, here, and here, 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 and here, 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 and here. Right? The good old phone book, that's what they're for these days. I was going through something the other day and I found a stash of old phone books. One of them is from 2011, you guys. Tells me I need to go through stuff, start doing a little bit of purging. Okay, so we are going to poke some holes. Make sure, and we did. It's a little off. That's okay. And then I use this also to do the signatures. So I take it and I put it inside. And if it's too big, I just kind of make sure that it hangs over the same amount on either end. I just stick it in here. I know I've done this so many times that I've got a hole going through my phone book. So there's one. I'm bringing you guys along, the whole thing. Like I said, except for the signatures, because honestly, I think I started working on these signatures about a week ago. And I've just been, as I could, coming and working on them. I finished them this morning. And then, you know, I'll also know, this being my first one, if I put too many signatures in or not enough, or, you know, all kinds of things. It's pretty good, I think. All right. So put that up. Where are the things I was going to use? I was going to use some twine. Okay, so I have my, there's the twine. So again, this shouldn't take any time at all because there's only 2 pages in the signature. It shouldn't be that hard to find my holes and all that kind of stuff. 3 lengths. Do it again. And one more time. What would be great is if there was some magical way I could have it filled at the end and show it to you all filled up, but I don't have that ability because I don't have things to fill it up with. I did get all those birthday stickers and things like that, but let's start at the back. Okay, so since I normally do 5 hole, this is a little different for me. So I think that what you do is go back through that top one, through here. It'll be harder than I thought, of course. And then all the way down. Make sure I have plenty to tie a bow or knot or whatever I'm going to do. I just don't want to split my thread. I don't think I've gone through it. And then I usually do this to make sure that there's not looseness or anything. And I'm going to do a knot. And then, I don't know, I'm going to tie a bow. I don't know if I'll leave the bow, but I'm going to tie a bow for right now. Probably won't leave it because of the bulk, but we'll see. I don't want strings hanging out though. Okay, the one important thing that the next signature that goes in needs to be going in the same direction. That's important. All right, so where'd my needle go? It's got it's like magnetized, and so it keeps sticking to my scissors. Okay, I'm going to see what happens if I clamp them. See if it goes more smoothly. I would clamp them with something smaller, but I don't want to dig them out right now. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go through the top and then those two. You guys, I'm doing my best to hurry, and so if this is like really hard to watch because I'm being so clumsy with it, I'm really sorry. This is never a pretty sight though, if I'm being honest. It isn't easy, period, sewing in signatures, in my opinion. I've done all the tips and tricks. They've all been suggested. And I'm telling you what, it's I don't know. It's a challenge every time. So that one needs to be tightened, that bottom one. Okay. I'm just going to do a bow again. And then that way, I've still got a little string left over if I need to do something. I don't know if I would or not. One more, guys. And then we're going to put on pockets and cover the spine. And then she should be good to go. GTG. I think it helped a little bit having these on. What do you guys think? Did it seem a little less crazy? Sure. It wants to come apart going through the needle. All three little pieces or four pieces don't want to come through together, however many there are. So this is twine, if I didn't say. I don't know, just some twine. Did I say that I'm making soup? So I'm gonna be, when I'm done here with this video, I'm gonna go make some soup to take up to Tim's sister's house for dinner while we await the arrival of the new Washingtonians. They're so excited, you guys. They are so excited. So they left Texas on Monday morning. You guys, it's Wednesday afternoon. They drove pretty much all day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then they've had some nasty weather too. Not a good time of year to be driving those passes. But they've got, you know, they've done it. This one's really loose. What's this string? Yeah, they've managed, so that's good. But, you know, they're not used to driving in any kind of weather like that. They get the ice storms and things like that and occasional snow down there, but they're not used to the snow on the roads all the time and kind of how to react to it and stuff. So, you know, they've done great, so that's good. Okay. We did it. I hope you're still there, or you fast forwarded or something. Okay, so that's fun. They're in. They're in. me get some of these things out of the way. Onto the floor. I'm just kidding. So this is what I wanted to use to cover the spine. And when you, the seams that are naturally back here, when you kind of fold them over, it's about 1.5 inches, and that's how I came up with my 1.5 inches. Excuse me. I want to try and get a nicer cut across there. Fabric only scissors. I don't mind the angle on the, so that's kind of exaggerated though a little bit. It might be a problem if I have it sitting on a shelf also. Okay. So again, sitting on a shelf. So I am going to going to cut it straight across, and hopefully I put my fold at the right place. This trim, lacy trim stuff I just found at a thrift store quite a while back. I have no idea where something like this would come from. So my plan is to just glue this, oopsie, on like that. Come on, Stephanie. And then put another piece of paper over the top of this. That's what I'm thinking. Easiest way to do it might be to lay it flat, because that was really irritating, wasn't it? I think what I'm gonna do is get it started. I'm gonna use some hot glue. Oh, there's some in there already. I'm gonna get it started. Yeah. And then just do a little bit. And just go a little bit at a time. Because for one thing, it's making a really irritating noise when I put it down. So, and I also want to make sure that it lines up the right way the whole time. I knew that was going to happen. I'd run out right there. So this is going to be covered. Oh, my glue. It's going to fall out, I'm sure. It always does. I end up having it like flings away or something. I have to go looking for it. So hopefully if you guys don't have one and you want to give one a try, that this will be helpful. Or, you know, it could be helpful in a I don't want to do it that way sort of a way. Or it could be helpful in a, hey, perfect, exactly what I was thinking sort of a way. Just kind of depends, I suppose. I'm sure there are tons of tutorials out there. I don't remember if I looked up any tutorials. I might have. I don't know. Or if I just saw somebody using one recently and looked again. I don't remember what I did for sure. I might go and trim that off. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to run some glue along this edge. So that that stays down. Didn't bring it far enough around on this side, I don't think. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this, I don't like it. Messy, messy, messy. Okay. It's pretty, I think. I want to put paper here. And I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is just put some of this. It's not going to be going in the same direction, but I don't think I want, it's actually not bad. I don't hate it. Actually, I might use this. I don't hate it. And you know, it uses up more scraps. It's the perfect size that way. So I just need to figure out where I want to do it here. I know it's 1.5 inches, right? It's a little bit less than 1.5 inches, and I'm doing that on purpose, just in case. I mean, not much less than 1.5 inches, a little bit. I didn't do it where I marked it though. My fingers are in the way. And I am going to do this and ink it. I could add a label to the cover, I mean to this spine cover that has the name of whatever is in there. I could do that at some point. I think it's cute. And I'm just thinking about what I want to glue it down with. I really think I want to glue it down with Fabri-Tac, so I'm going to wait for a second and put some pockets on it first. And you know, instead of cutting that other paper, I could just do pockets with this. It doesn't really go very well. Just cut the paper, Stephanie. It's just paper. It is just paper. This is the top. Yeah, they kind of go in all directions, don't they? I'm going to go right here, I think. And I'm going to go... There's like a little notch in the paper right here, so I think that's a good place to cut it. It's like where the paper got damaged or something, so we'll just cut it off right there. And then I'm going to give this a little bit extra room, not a lot, because I don't know what I might be putting in the front. And of course you could do pockets with the same stuff. So if I attach it here, then I'd want to cut it just a little further away from there. Or we'll gusset. Oopsie, I didn't do that very well. I actually think that I need a new roller blade thing for my paper cutter. I've been having trouble getting through paper. Those are not the fun things to buy for sure. Okay. And then I usually cut that so that it doesn't, at least when you first go to poke something down in the pocket, it doesn't catch it. Okay. Okay, so this isn't a full-on gusset, otherwise it would have a fold up on the bottom as well, but it helps still. I'm getting glue everywhere, and I'm sure we are like almost at an hour, so I'm starting to really hurry as much as I can. But I'm surprised, I'm actually really surprised, oops, that I got as much done as I did. I was thinking that I wasn't really going to, that I was overestimating my ability. So I'm glad we got this far. And it's kind of pretty, you know, I think it'll be fun to use. All right, where did it go? Which way do I want it? Like that, I think. Folding paper, like little folds on the edge, it really is not easy getting it straight. Seems like it would be, but it isn't. And then I need, actually that's perfect. I'll just fold this aside over. And this is the top. Ink it. This paper that I'm using cracks when it gets folded. Okay. I'm going to be using Fabri-Tac on that last little bit. So before, you know, and then I'm going to have to like leave it alone because Fabri-Tac doesn't dry really quick. But let's just see real quick. I've got a few things I could poke in there. Like for instance, you know, you can put stuff in. I will be more, okay, say I would be doing things that kind of go together. So I have these little girls. And so in the bottom one, I could put the little girls in, and this is a smaller little girl, so I could put them in different places. And then I thought up at the top, they're really small, and so I thought stamps maybe, and I don't have any stamps right handy, but also maybe a label, so you know, could stick labels down inside or something like that. Anyway, that is my thinking. I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to work out great and that I will actually use it. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm sure you guys will too, because you'll see if I pull it out or not. All right, let's get that one last piece of paper that who knows if I'm going to find it. There it is. And we're going to glue that on and we're going to be done. And then I need to go make some soup. I could even double it up again and put something fancy on it. I do have some book plates, and I could decide to put a book plate on there, and if I did, I could even run another piece of paper over the top of it, you know, with the book plate attached to it, so that I could use brads to put it on, and the brads would be, you know, have a place to go that way. We did it, you guys. An hour and 9 minutes. Oh my goodness. That might be my longest video ever. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.